My name Abel means the bread. The name means Tamunominabo, God's heart. Tamunominabo. Tamuno means God. Then the Minabo means the heart of God in a man. According to the story, my mother said she had a miscarriage, 7 months to 8 months. That was when she had miscarriage. And she went for flushing. After flushing, a woman who is a Muslim woman, according to she said the woman had died. Then the woman was about in her 60s. Towards 1980 something, So the woman came and said, Florence, the Muslim woman went to school. She went to school so she can speak good English. She said, Florence. My mother said, yes, Hausa woman, what can I do for you? She said, shut up. I came to message you. And he said, what is it? He said, what is the meaning of Tamunominabo? She wrote it down. A Muslim. You call it Muslim, call it Muslim, call it jihad, call it anything you want to call it, but call it well with respect, Muslim. And she said, what is Tamunominabo? My mother said, that's not your language. He said, if that's not my language, I came to God said I should come to tell you. He said, you Muslim. My mother laughed at the woman. He said, no, Florence, now 3 times. I don't see this thing now for dream. My mother said, what does it mean? He said, when my husband come, I go tell him. When my husband come, I'll tell him. So in the evening, my dad came back. As a medical man, as a guy yo-yo. So before he packed to go to his club where he's playing as a DJ too, he said, Mother, whether I any Muslim name called, say what's that? Say, look at the name they brought. Say, that is the name of your child. He said, but you didn't tell her that you just went for flushing? He said, yes, so I told her. He said, okay. And I said, let's be looking now. Another time, an Igbo woman came after 1 week. An Igbo woman came and said, Miss Florence, I heard a name called Abel. He said, tell Florence that my son shall call, and his name shall be Abel. My mother said, Oro. This one called Tamunominabo, this one called Abel. Another person came and said he will be a gangster first to tell you how God works. Another old man came. He said he shall answer a name called Exodus. And a name will be called, another name will be called Rati. That will be his nickname. My mother said, which kind of name is all this? So after the flushing, 1 month or 2 months, my mom took him. I trust my father. They look very innocent. Very, very innocent. So, my mom took him. And that was it. They went to check. It was a boy. And I came to the world. I was born on Wednesday, 10 a.m. Before I was delivered, my father was going to work. He told my mother, pack your load. You will deliver by 10 a.m. My mother have no sign. By 9 a.m., 9:15, she wasn't herself. She was rushed to the hospital. And I came out to this world. The world lied in wickedness. That's why I came. And when I came, my father that was in Nigeria was angry. I was and I was crying. At first, I refused to cry. My mother said they use pepper, fresh pepper, and put it by her nose. I cried and cried and cried and cried and cried. They took me home. So my father have already prepared a name that they will call me. A madman came to the compound. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Naming ceremonial. Boom, 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 boom. People have already started coming. They opened the gate everywhere. People are coming. Hey, Boma don't born no. They born bomb boy. They didn't know them. So they came. The madman came. He said, if you don't call him those names I sent to you, I will take him away from you. My father said, which name? My mother said, all those names that they have been calling now, those are the names. My father have one diary where he writes all the good. He also have one black diary where he writes anybody that does him bad thing, he'll write it there. So he went to the diary. They call it green and black. If you write it in the green diary, he will never forget you for the good things you have done to him. If he likes to write in the black, you are finished. So he went to bring the diary, the green one. He opened it, he saw the name. And they now called me Abel as my first name. Called me Tamunominabo Boma as my second name. So the other one that have to do with Exodus Rati, they say, God forbid, is not their son. That was what happened. When I grew up, I decided to answer Exodus. My mother was like, how come? How did he know? How? Before they knew, Exodus, aka Ratty Boy, Clark One, Scratch Supreme, they all walked in line. So there were no opportunity to give me a name. And when God arrested me, I dropped the other names and still start answering what? Abel Tamunominabo Boma. I answer me. That's how my name came. All of us in our family, my parents did, I'm the only son. All the 2 to 3 chicks, their names didn't come from my parents. God gave them the name. So, it can be changed. It still remains Abel Tamunominabo Boma, one of the Obu family. My family are wicked. Oh. I was born on Wednesday morning. On Wednesday, 6 p.m. or 10 p.m. in the night, my grandfather died, my father. I was born by 10 a.m. By 10 p.m., my grandfather died from my father's side. I asked my father, what killed your father? He said, what kind of question is that? I said, what killed your father? Tell me. He said, they poisoned his cigarette. He said, my grandfather was a king, so he liked smoking. So according to his friends that I met, most of them now died. So I was able to meet them. I said, which kind of man was my grandfather? They say he used to keep his hand like this to smoke. He really like this. This guy is there. He comes out. He sits outside. He begins to look. And he said, my grandson is coming in a few days. I wish I would see him. That's what my grandfather said. So he knew he's going to die. So I was born 10 a.m. He died 10 p.m. He didn't see me. Before they could bring me to him, he's gone. He said, bring my grandson. I'm the first grandson as a son. So nobody called me Abel. Just God. My father, mother, what am I saying? Okay. My father, mother died a few years ago. I saw her. If I call her name for you, you will shock. They call her Apakasuka. That's her name. Apakawot Suka. She's the first wife. My grandfather married 3 wives. She's an Igbo woman. She's from Abia State. Very strong woman, very strong. She and my father does not pass one road. But me and my mother, we are closer. So you are welcome. Every day there's a new story to tell you about my life. It's like a movie. So you are welcome. God bless you all.